You saw the title, and you clicked on it. You knew what you're getting yourself into. You know what you're going to put me through. But that's why you're here, isn't it? You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. That's why you're here. And now, for the first time, we will be bringing you the full story of what happened that fateful day. We are bringing you all the evidence, based only on the secret testimonies of the miserable souls who survived this terrifying ordeal. The incidents, the places. My friend, we can't keep this a secret any longer. Let us punish the guilty. Let us reward the innocent. My friends, can your heart stand the shocking fact of the terrible motion picture Foodfight? Well, you clicked on this video, so I suppose you can. So, yeah, this film is a movie, though to be honest, I think calling it that is a bit generous. It's really 90 minutes of cutscenes from a rejected PS3 game. A bad PS3 game. This is going to be hard, since many people have already ripped this thing to shreds, but it is pretty much a rite of passage for film critics to tackle this. So, well, here we go. So, what's the story here? Now, bear with me, because this is going to be hard. I know the little panda fighter was hard to explain, but I really don't know about this one. So, when the lights go out on this supermarket owned by the Department of Redundancy Department, the shop comes to life, a lot like Toy Story, and... okay, this already makes no sense. Anyway, in this universe, the mascots from the shop products come to life, and these guys are called Ikes, as in icons. But this is now really established, and they use it like it's a normal word that the average human would know, rather than a word made up for this world. Okay, moving on. So we get this one Ike called Dex, played by Charlie Sheen, who's a dog detective. Oh, for God's sake. And he has a scary girlfriend called Sunshine Goodness, who gets kidnapped, and there's this new brand that comes into the shop called Brand X, who tries to take over the shop, led by Lady X. Does this make any sense? No? Well, you probably still have a better idea of what's going on than I do. So, the problems of this film are probably pretty clear by now. First off, the concept and story make no sense whatsoever. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out the words to describe this. Like I said, it's basically Toy Story or Wreck-It Ralph, but based in a shop. So, this idea has kind of been done before, except in here, instead of toys or video game characters, it's products. Being from the UK, I'm not familiar with any of these. I don't know anything about Twinkies, Chiquita Banana, Mr. Clean, Charlie the Tuna, or anything like that. I really don't. Thing is, over here, we don't really do the whole mascot thing. Except for Scottish football. I mean, Scotland has more football mascots than the times that I've ever masturbated. I am so sorry, I really apologise for that. Anyway, as you've probably guessed, the only reason this film was probably made was because they had permission to use all these well-known products. Which sucks. I mean, Wreck-It Ralph had a lot of famous gaming mascots in it, but the film still had character, charm, wit, adventure, tension, humour. It's just a better movie, okay? The product placement is so blatant, they might as well jump out of the screen and shout, "Buy me! Buy me!" Also, what's the point? With Wreck-It Ralph, it was video game characters and references to classic games, which were really just to be Easter eggs for gamers, who would easily point them all out. Whereas these guys are just there. They don't do anything important, they're not funny, they don't do anything meaningful. They just are there because I guess they got permission to use them. I would crack on the animation more, but let's face it, you've already figured out what's wrong with it just by looking at these clips. So I don't really have to say anything, but, well, I have to because I'm reviewing this film. All I can say is, it's really bad. Their characters' expressions never change, their eyes are all dead, objects overlap each other weirdly. I mean, seriously, what is that? There's practically no real texture other than plastic pretending to be other textures, and the characters flare their arms around for no reason. Like, what the hell is this? And they keep using the same effects over and over and over and over again. I mean, seriously, give me some credit. I use more than one position here. Although I don't flail my arms. Because I can't. Moving on, we also have the characters. They're terrible. What did you think they'd be? The only ones that seem to have a personality are Lady X and Dex. Well, a one-sided personality, but still. The other characters are simply stereotypes or acts as a tool for the story. Sunshine Goodness is a perfect example of this because she gets kidnapped right at the beginning and she only shows up at the end. And the thing is, if you removed her completely, nothing would change. It would still be a story about Brand X coming into the store and the other Ikes trying to get rid of it. And then there's Cheezel T. Weasel, who just looks disgusting. I mean, really, if I was looking for a design for a mascot for my cheesy snack product, I would fire the guy who came up with this thing. This is not what I want people to see on my product. And I might be wrong here, but I am almost entirely convinced the creators wanted to make this manky weasel some sort of ensemble dark horse or something. Now, what is the ensemble dark horse? Well, you know shows such as My Little Pony, Steven Universe, The Simpsons, how, yeah, we have the main characters and people really like them, but there are many background characters who people grow to really, really like, and now they're involved in the story. That's the dark horse. I'm convinced the creators want to try and do the same thing here. I mean, not only is this thing voiced by the director, but he's given many scenes on his own, and he even kills one of the villains. And I'm not against directors trying to sell their characters, but it doesn't help when the character looks this disgusting. The best thing in this movie is probably him getting hit by a train. If anything, the real dark horse in this film is Mr. Clipboard, who's voiced by Christopher Lloyd. Yeah, I know, it's just a shoehorn celebrity voice, but come on, this guy's clearly loving this role.
Survival of the fittest, Leonard.
The same goes for this guy, Lieutenant X, who sounds way too much like Tim Curry for some reason, but I don't know, I don't mind it that much.
And unless you care to suffer a long, cruel expiration, you will sing your allegiance to brand X.
Because a voice like this will never fail to make you shiver with anticipation. Now, people have already poked fun at the actors for going to this movie, but to be honest, I can see these guys are really trying. They just have a horrendous script with lots of forced sexual innuendos. Yup, there's lots of those in here.
Oh, mamacita! Yo, sweet cakes! Ooh, nice packaging! How about some chocolate frosting?
Oh, but being filthy can be loads of fun. Let's try. I want to scrub your bubbles, Dex. Size only counts for men.
Clever. Tell me something. Are those melons real?
You know, an innuendo is supposed to be something subtle and not easy to pick up on when you're less than 12 years old.
Number 1 sister, dust for Prince. I found Prince! No, fingerprints. I don't think so.
It's like the writers knew what an innuendo was, but they had no real skill in actually writing them. I mean, some of them are far too obvious to be considered an innuendo.
Sitting up and begging for mercy. Exobites fly!
Oh, sure, because I love it when tiny bugs launch out of my vagina. I am so sorry, I don't know what came over me. In fact, why are there sexual innuendos in this in the first place? First hearing about it, I thought this movie was geared towards kids, but I actually really don't know. I've got no idea who this movie is for. It's too adult for kids and it's too childish for adults. There's no good compromise. It takes great skill to subtly hide adult humour in a family movie, but this is not a skill that everybody has, especially these guys. Alright, so is there anything good in this movie? I don't know. Me personally, I don't really hate this film as much as others. I think it's just mediocre. It's not The Room, where it's so bad it's good, but it's also not Cable Guy, which was a film that was panned at the time, but is nowadays considered a pretty decent movie. It's just okay. Does that make it good? God, no. Is it terrible? No, actually. I've seen far worse than this. I've seen Where the Dead Go to Die. It's not that bad. It's simply a mediocre film to me. I didn't enjoy it, but I managed to sit through it. I suppose one thing I can say about it is, a lot of the time, I didn't really know where the story was going. I mean, sure, that's not saying much given how terribly the story is written, but at least it wasn't blatantly predictable like Alpha and Omega, where I could tell what was going to happen while I slept. But I don't actually know if there's anything actually good in this film. Now, people have noticed in my other reviews that whenever I see a bad film and I review it, I normally try to come up with something that would make the film better. But if not better, then just less bad, or just better for my viewing pleasure. It's something I would want to see in a film. But this film? Well, this is pretty difficult. Now, here's what I think, and this is going to sound weird, but I don't think this thing could ever work as a film. But it could possibly work as a video game. Now, I know I probably sound crazy, but look at it. It looks like the graphics to a video game. Now look at this trailer from 2002. It looks a lot better, and this also looks like a video game. The story seems structured like a video game. You could come up with some really creative concepts of the world you could build around with this supermarket. Alright, no, scratch that. Get rid of the supermarket. Don't set it in a supermarket at all. Just have it as its own world. Forget the products, forget the mascots, forget the product placement. Just have it be its own strange little world. You could have some cleverly hidden dirty humour as well as genuinely good humour poking fun at how stupid this universe is. You could play as Dex, the reluctant hero, the detective who just wants to find his girlfriend but gets roped into this big huge catastrophe with an evil party coming to take over the land, and he turns out to be the only one who actually knows how to stop them. You could have had webbed these stories together, made the girlfriend involved with the villains. You could have made Lady X this really over-the-top Cruella de Vil or Ursula kind of character when they're obviously evil, but they just love the fact they're so evil and they love every moment of it. You could have Dex be the only sane man to soak up the madness and experience it with the player. This could have been a really good idea, something along the lines of Roger Rabbit or Conker's Bad Fur Day. You could still call it Foodfight, because maybe it could be like in Hoodwinked when the economy is based on food. You could use food as tools, you could use it as weapons, you could do something really interesting with this. It could have been very unique, it could have been really fun, it could have been really funny. It would have just have been good. I would willingly pay money to try a game like that. But no, we have it as a film. And, well, yes, like I said, I don't hate this film. I think it's just mediocre. I think this is just one of those films where it's just up to personal opinion. If you're a fan of rip-off films and you like it, fine, whatever. If you hate it and say it's the most abysmal thing to ever come out of animation, that's also fine. But I don't see what's especially terrible here. It's just not good. All I could say is if you really are that curious about this film, go and take a look. You just might find something that I just missed. Patient.
Dex is Jewish? Yeah, kosher.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good day. Thanks guys. Cheers.